Hi, I'm Charlie and I'm a digital illustrator. Just over a year ago, I decided to start my very own online digital art business, and it's been a lot of fun. But I've also learned a lot along the way, and I thought I would share that with anyone who's starting their own art business and wants to find out a little bit more about it. So let's go. Number one is to create a plan from the start. That's the first thing that I did, was to create a plan. I bought a template off of Notion and got to work. The template I got was a business plan model for artists, and I will have a link for it in the description. And it really helped me get a head start on my planning and scheduling. Now, while I didn't have everything right perfectly straight away, I was so grateful to have a plan that was there and I could just set everything in motion. And whenever I felt lost, I could look and go, oh, okay, here's the next step. Up until this point where I actually wanted to start a proper art business, I was just posting on social media, which is also great, but I didn't really have a direction to go in or an overall plan, so it really wasn't going anywhere. Number two is know your why and let it guide you. This one I learned a little bit later down the road, but I wish I had known about it sooner, because it's kind of the first thing you want to set up. Why are you doing this? What's the point? It was a little bit difficult for me to create my plan in the first place because I didn't know why I was doing it. Like, I didn't know what the overall goal was. If someone asked me, okay, why are you doing this? What's the point of this? I'd have gone, I don't know. I like to draw. And that's pretty much it. But once I realized that was kind of a key essential to starting my business, I wrote something down. I have it right here. I'm going to read it out to you. This is my why. Why? To create a sustainable full-time income for myself and have more freedom in my life, and to help make people's online illustration dreams become a clear and down-to-earth goal to reach. This is the why that's going to guide me through my business. So every time I make a decision or I plan something out, those two sentences are in my mind, and that's the goal. That's what I'm focused on. When you have a clear why, you'll know what you're doing and why, and you'll be more confident about it as well. Number three, pick one or maybe two social media platforms to focus on. I've done the whole juggling a bunch of social media accounts in the past, and it's pretty confusing and a bit overwhelming, if I'm honest. I mean, it takes time and effort to grow on social media, so it's better to focus on one or two that you can kind of get used to and learn to grow, rather than trying to juggle all sorts and, you know, panic when you don't get results or nothing happens, or it's just confusing. For the past year, I've been focusing more on Instagram, so I'll post my art there. That's where my portfolio is. I've even been posting videos on there, but I've also decided I'm going to do some YouTube, because the reels I was making on Instagram feel more like they belong on YouTube. I was making a few reels on my business and updates and stuff like that. I'm gonna do that on YouTube now. I think it's nice to keep that separate. So now I'm gonna continue using Instagram as my portfolio, where I post my art, and YouTube will be where I make these kind of videos, maybe some more time lapses and vlogs. I don't know. I'm going to see what I'm going to do here. I do also post my art on Reddit and Threads and Facebook. It's more just for a little bit of extra exposure, but I'm still focusing on Instagram and now also YouTube. Number four is be intentional in what you do, or don't work for the sake of working. My plan from the start involved social media and making my website. And it took me a few months, but I was getting the ball rolling on social media, mainly Instagram, and I was working on my website and making my first blog post. While these were great places for me to start and get the ball rolling and get me thinking in a kind of art business kind of way, I wasn't making any money. Now, I could maybe get the odd commission from Instagram, if it's not a scam, but that's not really something I can rely on. So that's why I opened my YouTube channel. So that's my next plan. I'm gonna start making more YouTube videos and see where that goes. My point is, I'm trying to be careful in the steps that I'm taking, just trying to go in a direction that could make me some beginning money. Number five, your plan can change, and that's okay. When I first made my plan, I pretty much had my first few months set in block. Grow on social media, make Instagram reels where I was talking about my business, and put them also on Facebook, TikTok, and YouTube Shorts, so you'll find them here as well, actually. And also to make my website and start my blog. There's a pretty full schedule, and I knew pretty much every step that I had to take. But once I was pretty much done with setting up my website, I got stuck. I wasn't sure what my next step was. I was already behind on my deadline for my website going up. And I noticed that the next steps I put down for my schedule were just not realistic. I was trying to tell myself to make a blog post every month or something, but also start a YouTube channel, but also start a newsletter. It was all just quite a lot. So I had to change some things around. Those things are still on my list, but I'm just making it more realistic. When I plan things down the line, I can get a bit carried away, so then my plan doesn't seem as realistic. And that's okay, you know, you're getting excited and you want to start all this stuff. But it's okay to go back afterwards and just reschedule everything. It's fine. It's just a whole process, and it's going to get messed up and you're going to change things, and it's okay. It's all fine, okay? And we don't know what we're doing. We don't. It's all right. Number 6. It is not all about social media. From what I've seen online, you could get like 100,000 followers on Instagram or 1 million on TikTok, or like these huge numbers, and not make a dime. The risk with growing on social media, or a lot of social media platforms, is that you won't make money. I know that TikTok has a creator program, I believe, and even on Instagram, you can make some money through badges or something on live streams, but that's not available like everywhere. Even YouTube isn't a guarantee. Maybe I won't get views and subscribers and I won't be able to monetize anything. What I found interesting is my first commission I got back in December, or in November actually, and it was from someone I knew in real life. People around me started showing interest in commissions. People I knew, people around me, not people online, because the people who were doing online were scammers. Also, something kind of weird was that I was showing my art to my colleagues one day, and they were asking about tattoo designs. Which is like completely just boggles my mind. I don't see my art as tattoo art or anything like that. But these people were really asking me, like, they would pay me to make tattoo designs. Even if your vision is like to have an online art business, I feel like it's important to take opportunities that happen offline. It might be a good idea just to try and start getting some income going. Number 7 is be consistent in your online presence. I am so awful at consistency. I'm very, very bad at consistently being on social media and engaging with people and posting things, even not posting art, but just posting a simple story can be difficult for me to do every day. I think that's normal. Especially you have like a day job and you come home and you're just like, I don't really want to do it, you know? It's difficult. You're tired, you just don't have enough energy, you don't have enough time, you've got other things to do. It's just so difficult. So I think it's important to pick an online presence where you can enjoy it. I enjoy making Instagram stories. I used to enjoy making Instagram reels when I was making them. It was very fun to do. And I do enjoy being able to engage with people on Instagram and meet new artists and make new friends and everything. I think it can just be easier to try and be consistent when you're doing something that you're having fun doing. But I will admit, it's still quite difficult. Sometimes I have drafts where I'm not on Instagram at all, and I come back, I'm like, I'm gonna be so consistent, and then I'm not, you know? It's the same thing with my blog. I've had like one blog post up until now. I'm still trying to figure out a routine, you know, and it's the same for YouTube. It's going to be the same deal. Number 8, art first, business second. For almost the whole of my first year building my art business, I was focusing so much on the marketing. I was so much on social media, it's like all the time, and I was working on the website. I was spending my whole Tuesdays doing that kind of stuff. And as a result, my art was suffering. I wasn't making enough art. I didn't have enough time to make art. At one point, I did realize when I'm on Instagram and I'm going to see an artist, I'm not looking how they're marketing themselves. I'm not looking at how good they are at being on social media or being, I don't know, having a website or whatever. I look at their art, and sometimes I'll look at the art and I'm like, whoa. I've got to follow you. As much as I heard it before that art comes first, I never really, it's like, I already make art, I already do this stuff, you know. But it's actually, no, it's really important to develop your skills and improve as much as you can. because I find that the art sometimes is enough to bring people in. So now I'm starting to change my plan a bit. My Tuesdays, which are the days I use for the art business stuff, I'm no longer doing that marketing stuff. I'm focusing on drawing and, well, making videos, because that's the only day I can. But I'm trying to draw much more on Tuesdays. And then everything else that's like writing the blog and all that stuff, I just do that in my spare time now. Number 9, know your limits and work with them. It's very easy to want to just start up a bunch of things all at once. So you're like, okay, I'm going to start an art business. I'm going to set up these social media accounts. I'm going to start this website. I'm going to start drawing every day. Everyone has different limits. So whilst I may be capable of doing all that at once, I don't know many people who could, but most of us can't. And so I think that's why it's important to give yourself time to, get everything going. I think a great way to learn your limits is to see what you've done in the past, like projects maybe that you've taken up in the past, and see how you've reacted to those. Did you stop when things got too hard? Did you stop because you were doing too much at once? Did you stop because your ideas were too big, too unrealistic? Just think about it. I think it's a good way to help yourself prepare how you could make a plan that actually works for you. I feel like a lot of people work against their limits or try to tell themselves to be more, disciplined. Like, I could do this if I was just more disciplined. When the truth is that you just need to change your environment. You need to change the things that you want to do so that it works better for you. I mean, isn't it better to make things easier and manage to get things done, even if it's on a longer kind of period? Not only that, but you're going to save yourself so much stress and you're going to have fun. All right, well, that's all from me. Those were the most important things I thought I would mention in this video. I'm nervous to look back on the footage and kind of wonder if this is at all editable. This is my first face-to-face video after all. If there are any other kind of videos you'd like me to make, let me know. All my socials are in the description. You'll find my website in there as well. If you've already started an art business, you can just go ahead, leave a comment about what you've learned so far in your own art journey. If you haven't started an art business, you are of course still free to leave a comment. Just say hi. Hi is fine. I would like to thank you all for watching all the way to the end of the video. Thank you and congratulations also. That's a lot of video you just watched. I hope to see you next time in the next video. Goodbye.